So I don't have a major update, but I do have some clarification about the vet visit from July 28th. And allegedly there was a second vet visit, and we have another article written by ContraValleyHomepage.com in San Angelo, Texas. They wrote another piece on Cyril. There's another sighting on August 2nd, yesterday, around 6 p.m. in Idaho at a beach. And Cyril was parading around, riding Falcon, dragging Pete. He was wearing only his undergarments and had his GoPro on his head. There were children and families swimming, and it was weird. But somebody got it on film and somebody got photos. And she didn't even have any idea who he was or who the horses are. And I am so thankful that somebody was there to capture that, especially since Cyril has decided to go silent again.
So being states away and not actually witnessing things myself, it's really hard because we have to rely on the information of those who happen to be in the area and seeing what's going on. We did get some incorrect information on why Cyril was there at the vet, but I've got some clarification by a second witness who happened to be there at the same time. And he did mention that he was going to be getting a PPE on them, but he did not get that done there. All he got done there was a health certificate. He was told by the vet that they both needed to be vetted and that Pete's leg especially needed to be looked at. They did give him bute. So he was not cleared for riding.
Here is the conversation from the second witness that saw him at the vet on July 28th. And any identifying information has been redacted. I'm not sure who gave you information about him being at the vet clinic, but I can confirm he did not get a lameness or a PPE on those horses. Someone at the vet. Do you have someone there as well? Would have been Friday. It was Friday. Oh shoot, yes, Friday. What did he have done? We were told at PPE and CVI. He was told by the officers he was not to ride without horses being cleared sound for riding. But we were confused as to why he would be getting a PPE. He did not have a PPE done or a lameness, just requested a CVI. He headed to Spokane with them, give bute for, I think, Pete. He asked for a PPE for Pete and said someone was interested in buying him. Gotcha. Yeah, Pete's hock is too messed up. He was running them on pavement. Did y'all happen to see the lameness? I believe it. They were both skinny. No, I didn't, because he just took them out of the trailer and tied them for the pictures for the CVI. He didn't walk them around or anything. When does he get the CVIs back? I agree. I'm not sure where he's staying at now, but it was Stevensville. Are they digital? He has them already. He had a current Coggins for both. I think he's trailering them to Spokane. Perfect, thank you. I just know they both were so skinny. Could see every rib and hips and backbones. They definitely should not be ridden. Pete looks the worst. Thank you so much for reaching out. Yeah, he hates Pete. But Falcon, or whatever he calls it, now backbone is bad. Shiok. And he started out in good condition. Pete is 20 and should not be drugged behind a gaited horse. So sad. Not at all. I'm shocked that the hoof capsules are still intact from being ran on pavement. For real, and with 3 shoes on each. Now he's heard of Mechanical Founder, such a cosplay cowboy. He was wearing bit upside down and backwards for 2 weeks. He didn't know what EIA meant. The doctor did tell him to have the horses looked at. Okay, nice. So even the vet knew something was up. Probably because Pete can't put weight on hind right. and mentioned needing the leg checked out. Okay, so even the vet saw there was an issue going on without even doing an exam. Yes, they knew. I'm not really sure what the law would be for a vet reporting something like that, though. Yeah, they definitely did.
Okay, so if your horses are sound and you've had them vetted, why be so secretive about what the past vettings are? I know that people have messaged them and said, I offer such and such, or I'm ready to pay the 50,000 or whatever it is, and say, can we get the past vet records? And I know this has happened on multiple occasions, and they refuse to give you past vetting. Why? Typically when a horse is sold, they're going to give you every little bit of positive information about this horse. They're going to tell you if there's anything bad or wrong, vices, etc., so that you can make an informed decision on the horse that you're purchasing. Because you're going to find out anyways, right? If you're going to be buying a $60,000 horse, then you're definitely going to get a pre-purchase exam done, and you're going to find out what is wrong with them. Why not just be upfront about it? Why be so secretive? And if your horses are just fine, you would get more potential buyers proving that. Just a thought from a marketing expert.
He hasn't posted anything on Instagram or TikTok for several days now, and I think part of the reason is because ConchoValleyHomepage.com posted another article about him, titled State of Idaho versus Cross Country Cowboy Cyril Berteau. This was posted on July 31st of 2023. San Angelo, Texas, Concho Valley homepage. Many have debated the legality and ethics of one cross-country cowboy's trek from Austin, Texas to Seattle, Washington, but the state of Idaho had other plans for Cyril Berteau. Berteau's journey across the U.S. has been marred with public controversy over the health and safety of his 13-year-old horse, Shiok, and more recently, Old Pete, a 20-year-old horse. CVHP first met Berteau when his journey crossed through the city of San Angelo, Texas. He sat straight in his saddle, looking down from his horse, removing the camera that typically rested on top of his cowboy hat. He spoke about his trip, about the preparations he had made, and why he was doing something he felt most would never attempt. This elusive character gave the impression of being confident and charismatic. He seemed well practiced in his speech, and smile was relaxed and natural. His eyes told another story. They were wearier, perhaps from being in the saddle all day, and his eyes seemed to pinch when asked about his critics. Mind your own business is what he said in our interview he would say to his critics. It is not uncommon to see horseback riders in West Texas, but Berteau was not an ordinary horseback rider. He appeared to travel alone, but millions of watchful eyes across the world followed him in his every move. Some offered him lodging and commended him on following the ways of an older time, a more wild time. Others condemned him for being ignorant of the ways of horsemanship, worried that his actions would lead to the demise of his chosen companion. Aside from the hardships the long road brings, traveling with livestock across state lines can quickly become problematic without the proper paperwork. This is something Berteau has recently come face to face with. On July 27, 2023, Berteau was cited by the, and forgive me, I cannot pronounce the name of this county, Magistrate Court in Idaho for the improper importation of livestock. According to court records, this is a misdemeanor and an active case. Title 25, Chapter 2 of Idaho's legislature states that it is unlawful for any person to bring livestock into the state without being accompanied by a certificate and or permit showing the livestock is free from disease. Bertot's social media accounts have been filled with concerned commenters since his journey began. Professionals within the horse community across the globe have provided advice and opinion, but have felt it has fallen on deaf ears. This is far from the end of the road for Bertot, with only a few days left before he reaches his final destination, according to a recent TikTok he made. Bertot is also looking to sell Shiak and Old Pete together for $60,000, claiming they are worth the amount after being put through hell. In the comments section of the creator's post that cited Cyril and the horses at the beach in Idaho, we have her saying, "Yeah, for the record, I had no idea. I just know he took them in and the back horse was limping pretty bad and it went poo as soon as it hit the water." He's not supposed to be riding those horses, according to the Idaho sheriff. This is the exact location: 1501 East Lakeshore Drive, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, 83814, but on the beach. Did he follow the beach and go back, or go up to the street in front of the resort? Not sure. The fact that he's riding again in Idaho, the same place that he was told that he is lawfully not allowed to ride the horses until they are cleared by a vet. Now, I don't know if he understood the language of that. He had a CVI done. That's not clearance for being ridden. But does it feel like he's throwing it in the face of everyone, including law enforcement, animal control, brand inspectors, blah, 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 beep, boop, beep, beep, bop, boop? And another thing, how can I be sassy TikToker if I don't have a little bit of sass? Maybe a little bit of sarcasm, satire, smarty pants attitude sometimes, being a little bit silly maybe, because I don't want this to be a serious, heavy, depressive channel. That's not what I want this to be. I'm reporting the news on this. I was hoping that it was going to be finished a long time ago so that I could go on and make other content, but it's not finished. So we're going to keep reporting on it. And if I feel like I want to make a video that some people can get a little laugh at, so that we're not all crying about this continuously, then I will make that video. So I guess that's all for now. See you next time. Bye.